Mr. Noonan, Paul here. I just let me zoom out a little bit. Just wanted to show you your ceiling boards all in place. That's the starboard side. Here's the port side. And what I wanted to tell you is we found another issue, and that was that the spacing. We were going into the original holes on the frames, and the spacings were not consistent. All the spacing between ceiling boards. So you see these little yellow Bondo spreaders. We use those as wedges. Pull the screws out. Use those as wedges to push those up, so that we wouldn't damage any of the varnish on the boards, ceiling boards, and we got the spacings quite even. There is still a little variation, but there's variation in the edge of the board, so that's what you're seeing there. And we took all of that out that we could get out. Question on the flooring, a couple of questions here. Typically when we see these boats, these back seats are made so that we can lift them and lift the back seat for storage. And so we were thinking of doing that for you, and we drilled those holes, finger holes. But what happens is, if you lift that up and you lift it up too far, this corner gets into your ceiling boards. So on both sides. So I was like, well, what's different about this one than the others? And on the other boats that we have a cross member across the top here in the front, and then these are slit. This stays here, but this piece sits on a cross member, and the cut line is straight, perpendicular to this back, and so when it's lifted up, it can't get into the ceiling boards. So if you would like us to make that modification, let us know. We've got time to do it. Not a lot of time, but we've got time to do it. If you want to use that for storage. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and fasten it down like it was when you got it, when you brought it to us. So let us know what you want to do very, very soon on that. And we're in the final throes of putting it all back together. One other question. Matt had talked to you, or maybe you had talked to Matt, but he thought that this flooring that we're putting down, that's being bound over here right now, Chenille's binding it, that you wanted some other kind of flooring underneath it, a vinyl underneath it. And I didn't catch that. I think he told me, I seem to remember it now that he's told me about it again. So the question is, do you want us to get the correct linoleum and put down in there? And so that when you go to a show, you could show it with the correct linoleum, or what have you got in mind? And then the other question I had is, or maybe statement is, you've got these sockets that hold your jump seat, and so we want this flooring that she's binding to be able to be taken out should you ever have to lift floor panels to do your repairs or whatever, and not have to tear the floor up to get underneath the flooring up to get underneath the floor. You want to be able to just remove it, roll it up, get it out of your way, and then do whatever repairs might need to be done underneath the flooring. Like if you hit something in the water, and we got to get to the backside. So that was one thought. Or if there's anything that we have to replace, if there's any wiring problems that arise, all that's underneath here. So what we're planning on doing is binding around a hole, making a hole for this. Let me see if I can find. Let me get up here. Okay. So you got this hole in the floor. We would bind around. We're binding the flooring around that, and then, but we can do it such that we're binding around that so that the flooring can be taken up without taking up the sockets. However, if you want the sockets to hold the flooring down, it's a matter of 4 screws to pull each of the sockets up. and that can help hold the flooring in place. So just whatever your opinion is on that, we'd like to get that from you, and we'll keep going. Thank you, sir.